Video today, we will be covering how to come back to yourself when you're not even sure who you are anymore, how loneliness leads us directly away from our purpose, and how to get back on track, how to allow and receive divine assistance at critical choice points like the one we're living right now, how to allow guidance to come through without shutting ourselves down to it because of fear or overwhelm. And here's a hint, it's really fun. How change adjusts itself exactly to the energy that's needed for it to take root and how you can follow suit. I'm Theresa V, and this is the place to be if you're a sensitive love warrior who wants to leave this world better than you found it. You won't want to miss any of this, so stay tuned through the whole video, and at the end, I'll be telling you exactly how you can jump deeper into the ascension process right now. The angels are saying that it is time for us to come back to ourselves, to truly be able to shut all of that other stuff out, to come to our heart center, to come to our solar power center, and filter through it what is true for us. And how do we do this? The simplest way is to pay attention to the space between things, the space between thoughts, the space between breaths, and to get really present with that space, even if it lasts for only a fraction of a second. When we become present there, our energy becomes still and centered, and we can make the choice to expand that stillness and silence outward. In this way, we create bigger and bigger moments of being present, of being sovereign, and of being in that place where the whirlwind outside of us doesn't have any effect. The angels are saying it is not time anymore for us to adjust to this new way of being. It is time for us to truly be the leaders that we know that we are, to lead with love from our heart centers, to hold the light when other people don't seem to be able to hold it for themselves, and to know that we have others who will hold the light for us if we get to that place as well. We are being called into our heart-centered leadership with every single thought, with every single word, and with every action. There will be those that lead to destruction. There are times where we need to tear things down or deconstruct them because they no longer serve. They're no longer working for us or our highest good. And we can still do that and take those actions with great love and great care. Just like Ma Kali, the goddess of destruction. She will come in and destroy everything, but with the most beautiful intention. Because it is not right for what is to come next. It is not right for the new, so it needs to go. And she is one of the most compassionate goddesses because she will not take no for an answer. She will just move through and move away anything that is not aligned with your highest good that you are not ready to move for yourself. And it's time for us to take that kind of stand in our own personal lives. As we do it for ourselves, we show the collective how to do it in their lives too, and we hold that energy of moving from the heart, even through the hard things. There are times through these great moments of shifting and changing where we'll find ourselves feeling isolated or incredibly lonely. And those times tend to lead us to contract our energy inward, to grow smaller instead of growing bigger in order to attract the people who will help us to feel less lonely. It's the opposite reaction that would be helpful to us. We need to become conscious of this unconscious programming and do the exact opposite. We need to expand our energy outward. We need to let our heart lead and grow. That is what will act as the magnet and attract the people who are right for you in your life now. Sometimes it feels overwhelming or it feels like we just can't do it. So the angels say to us, please call on us. Allow us to assist with this process. Allow us to run that energy through you, to show it out through your heart center, to just embrace the world with our love so that your energy will attract more love to you. When we shut down and we make ourselves smaller, we block ourselves off to the love that is available to us. So when we expand our heart centers, more of that love can come in. We need to move through this old energy of self-punishment and start really embracing that love, divine love, human love, unconditional love is our birthright. Because when we can truly stand in that place, rock solid, then everything we attract in our lives will speak to exactly that kind of love. It can be very hard for people, even people who love each other, to see eye to eye or to overcome energetic disparity. So the angels are asking for us to allow them to show us each the divine spark, the divine perfection of the soul of each and every person that we encounter. And when we can approach interactions, even if it's just passing someone on the street, from this place of seeing even a fraction of the perfection of their soul, it will greatly help us to be in the space of love and compassion. And it will be more helpful in the mirroring. When we approach others with fear and we approach others with anger, that's what's mirrored back to us. When we can see the beauty in another and we can approach them from that place of knowing it exists, even if it's hard to see at the moment, we can have a more beautiful interaction and a more beautiful mirroring effect. And the energy that's created from that interaction will be of service to the improvement of the planet. When we become open to increasing our patience with each other, to increasing our heart space and our openness, we release those feelings that we consider negative much more quickly. They can move through us and not get stuck because we've become willing to see each other. The angels acknowledge that much of humanity has sunk into darkness in some way, shape, or form. However, the angels want to remind us that darkness always means that a new beginning is coming. Just look back in history, and the darkest times have led to the most growth and revolutionary thinking. Every night grows dark in order to allow the light. The light lets us appreciate the darkness, and the darkness lets us appreciate the light. It was necessary during this shift for each person to get to a point where they were exploring the places where darkness still truly resonated within them, where there was still anger and fear, so that we could bring it out and bring it to the light and expose it so that we could work through it in order to create the new from a place where this fear energy no longer ruled us or was no longer the spark our creation stemmed from. We've been called to work through these things and to move past them and embrace a new way of being. And sometimes this requires a lot of work, but it also requires willingness. And so this is voluntary willingness. We have just been in the phase of voluntary willingness to look at ourselves, to look at the places where these things still resonated, and to work through them. We are now moving into a phase of involuntary willingness, where if we move into resistance around these things that have been so prominent within us, even if we were just the inheritors of them from other places, these are going to need to be worked through. They're going to need to be exposed, and we're moving into a phase of humanity where it will be much less pleasant. Soul decisions have been being made to ascend or to resist. And when we remember that our path, no matter who we are or how we've incarnated, is to ascend, is to move our soul through the process that it needs to learn and grow, then we know that Any resistance is futile anyway. It's just going to take us longer. And the process is not going to be as smooth because there are going to be lessons. There are going to be repercussions when we make choices that steer us towards fear or away from love. The angels are saying you can easily move out of this energy of collective darkness. All it takes is one simple choice. A simple choice where you get every fiber of your being on board. And the angels are saying, we are here to assist you with that choice. All you need to do is ask us for help. Ask us to help you release resistance. And we can do that with everything that we have. That's why we're here. This time is also about each of us receiving validation for the places where we have grown. So it's not just looking at things from where we need to grow, it's also really celebrating the places and the ways that we have evolved. The angels are asking us to truly be present and cherish this time that we are here with humanity and what humanity is going through. The obstacles humanity is facing now and has faced in the past have created beauty and will create even more beauty. We are seeing our strengths and our deficits as individuals and as a collective society very, very clearly. And it is giving us a beautiful, fertile ground from which to make our choices. You have done the work to prepare for this time. You've done all of it. You have everything that you need to make it through and to succeed. You are strong, you are focused, and you are powerful. Every being of light is here surrounding you in order to support you through every aspect of this ascension process. Begin to pay attention to the voices that are speaking to you from inside of the new things that you are here to create or you're feeling called to do. Very often when we get these inspirations, when we hear these voices, we move into shock, and then that takes us right into inaction. So the angels and our guides want us to understand that this is a natural response, so that when it happens, we can navigate through it and not beat ourselves up for it. Much, if not everything, is changing in our world, and the world inside of us is experiencing those exact same changes. So a lot of what worked for us before is different now. All of the new is seeking to manifest and is stirring up inside of us. This stirring deep within is the portal to birth that which is calling to you to come through and from you. It's rumbling, it's ready to open. All it needs is your time, your attention, and your willingness. This can all at first seem very strange. However, the more you sit with it, the more you'll feel the excitement building underneath it. That's how you know this is true guidance. There is a sense of excitement, even though it may be completely overwhelming at first. We're being called to move out of ourselves. We're being called to move outward and truly be the lighthouses that we are, to shine the light bright, to lead the way so that people can find their way through their own confusion, through their own thought processes. We're just there to light and guide without being overbearing. The angels want us to not hold on to what is trying to give way in our lives. In the name of fear, in the name of continuity, we will try to hold on to some of these things. They're asking us to please just be willing to let it go, to be assured that something new and something more suited to us and better for where we are now is absolutely coming in. But it can't come in until we let go. Surrender to the process and let yourself be held for a change. So we've spoken about the gentle rumblings inside of ourselves, and those had been happening in the world outside of us for a very long time. When those rumblings go unheeded or ignored, the tsunami effect happens that tidal wave of energy that just comes in and changes everything in our lives at the exact same time takes over because we didn't heed those smaller rumblings of change that was asking to take place. That happens with our health too. When we don't listen to the small ways our body is telling us that we need to take care of it, eventually it will take us out completely so that we get the rest we've been asking ourselves for so long. Life happens, and it happens to varying degrees at different times, and it's always exactly what is needed for the next thing to take root and to evolve us as individuals, as a collective, and as souls. We can't forget that we're evolving as souls all the time. Often things happen here in this reality that don't make any sense to us, but it is what our soul needed for whatever reason to grow. And at the soul level, we have made a choice for this potential. We are being invited at this point into the new, and we have been being invited into the new. So accept the invitation now. Otherwise, we might be dragged through it, and that is not what we want to happen. Let it be easy. Please allow the help and the guidance that is there for you in spades. Unlimited amounts of this is right there available to you with every breath you take. Please allow. You are growing and evolving. You have grown past so much of what was right for you before, and you're growing into the next version of yourself. Do not seek to bring back the old ways. Let them go and be willing to play into what is new, what is evolving, what can be created in this time of infinite creative potential. Remain open like a child. Be willing to play, be willing to experiment. Try new ways of being and doing things and see what fits. Above all, remember to feel. Feel everything. Let it run through you. And don't stop it. Just let it run through. Run things that you're hearing or experiencing through your heart monitor to see what resonates. Let your guidance and your joy show you the way through. And let your angels and the rest of your divine team love you, guide you, and hold you through this whole process. You are so loved. If you would like to be in community and spend time devoted to allowing healing to take place on this planet and to being activated yourself to your next level, please join us September 25th in our global healing and activation. We will be gathering as a like-hearted community to usher in and allow this next phase of healing to take root here. We hope that you'll join us. The link is in the description of this video or in the comments below. And as always, I thank you so much for being here and sharing these videos out and helping to get the messages to those who need them most. Until next time, you are so loved, you are held, and I will see you on the 25th. So much love.